This is my house.
I'm introducing this one.
Introduce it then, Ross.
I know you're already recording.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can let them know that I'm introducing
But
this
I
one.
like that though.
Yeah, of course. For no, me and Tubby are beefing right now, bro.
Oh, God.
I'm not going to hide it from the people, them. Come on, bro. Later, bro.
Why you holding the stick, bro?
You see what I'm saying?
Fam.
And he's not talking. There's no boss evenness behind it. You get me? Come on, Tubbs. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Yo, top of the, I don't know what time it is. I was about to say top of the AM.
Top of the hour.
Welcome back to another Lost Kings Corner. Myself, Raw Smiles, Big Smiles, Papa Smiles, and my boy Tubby. What up, brethren? You good?
Gaza for life.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just came out of nowhere. Yeah. What's crackalacking, man? What's good? Sorry, man. Welcome back to the Lost Kings Corner, man. Fam. Do you know what's mad, yeah? Do you know what's mad? Like, honestly, we've been talking and podcasting for about an hour already.
Yeah. And we didn't record.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, but this is what I'm saying. Like, we get here and the conversation just gets so real. Everyone's so inspiring and so passionate about everything. Yeah. In Big J's case, I would say very angry. But
right, that's a bit stereotypical.
you see what I mean?
Because I disagree with Christianity, I'm an angry man.
Angry man. No, I'm playing.
Wow.
All right, so we saying, Rose, you're going to introduce the guest that we got on
You
today.
get them Splinters treated.
You see what I'm saying? Hey, now real talk though, Tab's got to come off that fence, bro. You got to come off that fence, bro.
Hey, listen.
Right, you getting best splinters in your batty, bro. You come off that bench, bro. You got to come off that bench, cuz. Real talk.
I'm not.
But no, real talk though. On a level like you lot already know, said it in maybe the last one, couple others. Like this show is for me and Tubbs to bring through people that we think are doing positive things and making a change for what I like to call the next generation, Lost Kings, and to get me just kind of empowering them and bringing them back to that. So obviously the two guests we have today, we have Big J as well. He's with us again. But two main guests today are my guy Chris and my boy Ox. You get me? I'll let you two explain yourselves a bit more, talk to the people, let you know what
But before they start, can we give them a round of applause and a drum roll and everything, please?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Chris, that's you.
Yeah? What's going on? What's going on, people? Yeah, my name's Chris, founder and head coach of FitForLifeYouth. In a nutshell, what we do is we do sports programs within, at the moment, Kensington and Chelsea, but we're branching out. Boxing, football, tennis, cricket, all sorts of sports. Also mentoring, well-being and health and fitness really around the borough. The word Fit for Life, or the name Fit for Life, has a double meaning. Obviously there's fit as in fitness, you think of fitness, you think of athletes, etc. Then also fit for life as in fit for life, so dealing with life challenges, relationships, work, things like that. So yeah man, we're doing a lot of good work.
Double entendres.
Yeah, double meanings, you know what I mean?
I love that, man.
But yeah, that's pretty much me, man. I'm just here, happy. Obviously, Smiles hit me up, man. I was like, yeah, I'm on it. Just let me know the time and the place. Come straight from some sessions I was doing earlier today, but it's all good, man. Yeah. So yeah, happy to be here.
Love.
I appreciate it.
And obviously the next guy.
And then big brother Ox.
What's good? Well, my name right now, I'm OX Monica's son now. Before it was just Ox, but now it's OX Monica's son. And basically, I started my journey via a brand called Bound to Blow, which is basically a UK-based music platform, and I started it in like 2004, which is basically showcasing UK talent and just really a lot of artists that have really blown up now. You can kind of see them in their early days on that platform. So, and now I'm basically not just doing the Bound to Blow stuff anymore. I'm basically like an artist also now. So I've got 2 mixtapes out there, Bound to Blow. I mean, A View from the 12, Volume 1 and 2. And
that was real.
A lot of noise. So yeah, man, I'm just a motivator, man. I'm all about empowerment. I'm all about, I can see talent. I'm all about trying to get the people from the underground to shine. Like, and even Raw Smiles was an artist that featured on Bound to Blow 2 and Bound to Blow 3. So yeah, man, I'm just all about progression, man.
Sick.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Right. You.
Sorry, man.
Definitely, man.
Like, I got different kind of love for Ox, innit? Like, that's big bro. Like, real talk. Man was doing the gram thing, obviously, hot off the block. We were doing our thing, and the DVDs, man, used to watch Streets Incarcerated. All these DVDs, and Bound to Blow was doing his thing, bruv. And what I did, I was ringing all the DVDs off the back, so I know the Streets Incarcerated lot from just ringing them off the back of the DVD. Like, yo, Ox was like, where you from? I was like, Grove. He's like, that's around the corner, bro. I'm coming now. Man, I fired up a mad freestyle. And majority little grind bars I got was through Bound to Blow. You get me? I'm gonna have to pay
Killed the
homage.
freestyle,
I'm gonna have to
killed
pay
it.
homage where it's due, bro. You get me?
Dope,
Like,
dope.
Killed it.
so, like I said, yeah, man, there's different
What you
level
saying?
of love for certain people.
Love,
yeah,
man.
always.
So, do you want to put the question out there, bro? So I've got mine in mind, or do you want to?
But it's all you, man. Do what you gotta do,
Yeah.
man. You know how we go, already. We throw out a question and we end up talking about everything anyway.
Else. Yeah.
Like I said, I would do our thing, man. So
I'm gonna throw this out there. I think we touched on this a little bit in the last podcast, but now that we've got obviously a few more people that directly deal with the youth. Obviously, I know Rog, you do your thing. Big J, of course, I know you do your thing as well. But obviously, this is your bread and butter. Chris's bread and butter every single day.
Yeah.
Different young people coming in, different creeds, colours, sexualities,
Yeah.
everything. So, my question is this: How do we make the difference? How do we make the difference? How do we change the stereotype? How do we work towards changing this stigma behind young people that they're reckless and have no manners and no discipline? And how do we where do we start?
Where we start, I think the start's maybe the easiest part, but also the hardest part, because it starts with you, as in role model. So I mean, so there's things that obviously we know with young people, they're always learning, they're watching people around them, they're watching people within their family, people they respect, they aspire to be. They're watching your interactions. You know, people say, oh, do what I say, not what I do, sorry. Things like that. I disagree with those sort of statements. You know, so I think the way you start to do that is show them the right way to interact. You know, the right way to be, whether it's professional or in your own personal life or in relationships, stuff like that, education, whatnot. It's hard, and also you've got to be patient with young people, but at the same time, you have to put pressure on them. It's a weird one. That's why I like sport so much, because I think sport exposes you to yourself. You know, I think, you know, the last few years, obviously, I've got very heavily into boxing, but I've always been into sport. And the thing I like about boxing the most is that I think it reveals you, because it's combat, isn't it? And all combat sports are the same. I've played rugby as a young person, played football, and obviously now I'm doing rugby. I'm doing boxing. So I liked even when I played football and I played rugby. Very intense the way I play. Do you know what I mean? And the same with boxing, very intense. However, the reason I like it is because the pressure it applies. You have to, if you make a wrong move in any, this is obviously my situation. In sport, you make a wrong move, you might get away with it, you might not. But if you keep making the same mistakes, you don't learn from those mistakes, you're gonna pay, whether it's a team sport or individual sport. So I think those lessons can be taken from a football pitch, from a rugby pitch, or whatever sport you might be, obviously from a boxing ring, and applied to real life situations. How do I deal with things under pressure? So we just gotta, with young people, we just gotta, to answer your question, we have to have high expectations on them. We have to accept and not critique or criticize them when they fail. Point out to them how they, you know, what mistakes they might have done, and expect them to do better the next time. But we have to also show them how to do better. So I mean, I don't want to ramble on too much, but that's pretty much my thing, man. Yeah. It's about, you know, the way I carry myself, because I work in conjunctions with a lot of youth clubs, a lot of schools, colleges, etc. And I always try and carry myself in a particular way. Where, you know, regardless of how people that are around me behave, I behave in a certain way, and I actually forge quite a good relationship with every young person I come into contact with. But then also there's an expectancy on them. It's like, listen, like you can, like, it's not even on a corny tip, because at the end of the day, see, I'm from the ends, whatever, do you know what I mean? But it's like, listen, I expect you to do well, as long as you can't just do well because you want to do well. Just because I really want to do this, I really want it. So you got to train. It's boxing. We did a show at St. Charles College in December. You know, we trained up loads of, like, we had 8 fights. So we trained up a number of kids from the college and some kids from the local community. You know, some of them, one or two of them, I said, listen, call me, I'll coach you. Gave them all my number, I'll coach you. Only 2 of them called me. Do you know what I mean? On the day, they do something. Well, boy, did you put the work in? Now you're about to go into the boiler room, to that ring. Everyone's got their phones out. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone's got their phones out, man. It's pressure. That is pressure. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, that's me. So for me, it's about being a good role model. To answer your question, being a good role model, applying the right amount of pressure, but also accepting that they're gonna slip up, as we do. We're still learning. Do you know what I mean? We're still young people. Even our parents are still making mistakes, etc. So, or people that we look up to.
So that's gonna bring me on to our next question for Ox and Big J in particular. What's a good role model?
Drug dealer.
Jay's that balance. That's that yin and yang right there.
What's a good role model?
Well, I think that's an obvious question. not to be disrespectful.
Yeah, I came
That's
for a
like
bit more.
that's
But
like
is it
a-
though?
I didn't expect
When
something
I
crazy.
say-
I know
Come on,
Justin's
Tubbs,
a great
man.
role model.
Nah, you know what?
I know
Should I-
Justin's
should I
a great
You know
role
emphasize
model.
what I think?
Should I
A great
emphasize
role
it?
model is playing your role as a. If you're a father, be a father. If you're a husband, be a husband.
Yeah.
Hold
I
your own.
firmly believe if you sort out your house and everyone in the road sorted
Yep.
their house, all
Yep.
of a sudden the whole street sorted out. All of a sudden the whole town sorted out.
That's
All of a sudden
exactly
we've
the
gone
thing.
forward as a people.
You and yours.
Let me, and I see a lot of us are too scared of us. If that makes sense. A lot of us are scared of our younger selves.
Yeah.
'Cause that's who these kids are. They are our younger
Yeah.
selves.
Of course.
We shouldn't be crossing roads. We should be hugging and embracing them.
Yeah.
We should be taking them whatever. Like first instinct everyone wants to see when they see you is a negative. There we go. They're on the road again. You were on the road too when you were younger. You used to light up. You used to run around and do that. So how come you could grow to be this special person,
Yeah.
but you want to nip them in the bud?
Yeah.
You really shut them down.
Yeah.
So it's back to what you say about understanding them,
Yeah, of course.
understanding them, challenging them, but being compassionate at the
Of
same
course.
time.
No, I think we have
Tough
here,
love.
yeah. Sorry, I'm not to come. But I think within this generation now, from my parents are Nigerian, so my parents are first generation Nigerian over here. So me growing up, and my parents, there was a bit of a disconnect because they didn't really understand, you know, the culture, there's a different culture. So what that led me to do was look for role models outside of the house for things that obviously my parents are good role models to me, but I look for things outside the house, the things that I could relate to, whether it was sport or whatever it might have been at the time. So I think now we're lucky where our generation now, and people our age, our kids, we can relate to our kids. Because the same music, we listen to all the same music, etc. Do you know what I mean?
There's something I push hard on now and again, and I see that our generation, we're the last of the old school and the first of the new school. So that makes us different to our parents and that. So where we're in touch with the technology and the rare we can still school them on original music and old school morals and the things that we were packaged on to get. Whereas the youths nowadays, they don't know about none of these things. They don't and my thing is I see a lot of people on Facebook and all these things, when a youth gets killed, they post it and they share it and they say we need to change this, and everyone's got an opinion, bro. But it's all good having an opinion from behind the computer screen. Man like me and you and I see Ox reaching out for youths, and we're out there actually reaching out, touching these youths, and man need to start. Leave the thing alone and come out of that bubble. People need to come out of that bubble and really start dealing with stuff. That's the same thing I said before, we end up relying on the government and the thing. So when people are I've seen people talking about curfews and more police and and for me that's just entertaining the what they want more,
Smart
bro.
tactics by the government.
You
it's
get me,
smart
that man
tactics by
to
the
put a
government.
foot down.
That's not feel for the fight.
Now they've managed to make you ox to
And
punish
this is
yourself.
it. And this
Before
is
we
it.
fought against that,
And
but
this
then
is
they
it.
drop a drastic thing. We're gonna put all kids on curfew. So you're like, oh. All right, we'll just put something. All right, we'll take that.
Yeah, just
But they're hustling as well.
Always.
But a vital thing I think you picked up on was the role models you had. You said it yourself. You had sportsmen. You had this, that. Nowadays,
It's all
the same sportsmen we look at, the same even musicians we look at, they're jackasses. So even the kids' role models are fools. They have no.
Maybe the thing is, there's more. Maybe
we
they
need
were
to create
jackasses
this.
anyway. But
They have no
weren't on
quality.
Twitter
They
all
come
day.
in
We
their yards.
We don't
Ain't
know.
on the video.
We hope
Exactly, ain't in our
the
face.
image, you know what it is, they was more in control of their image. Because it's only what gets put in the newspapers. Now,
It's everything.
bruv, everyone's
Now man's in
documenting
his
their
yard
life.
just filming all
Do
day.
you know what I mean?
And imagine how shit it must look to see your mum and dad just sitting on Facebook all day. Imagine how it must look as a kid looking at your mum just in her phone like an idiot. Your mum's itching up herself sideways. Your dad's posing with a spliff in his mouth. Imagine putting up a post to promote your dad's mixtape and you're like 18 and your dad's 50.
You see when I say what I'm saying, when I connect everything to the Matrix and that, when I'm doing my mixtape and all that, bro, it's the same thing, bro. Cause you see, man are plugging in, and some people don't even know they're plugged in, cause they can't leave it alone. So man are saying, imagine that. They're not even looking at it like that, because it's just a normal thing. Wake up and
But
your youth's over there crying.
What are they gonna know?
They don't know anything different. They're
But
sponges.
you know how
bro.
real it is. See what you just said.
Sponges,
I'll
man.
give you a story that's so funny. What you just said. Deep shit, yeah? Instagram shit.
DJ, man, he busted up.
Bro, do you know what? fam? Sorry,
Instagram shit.
I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there with my hand on my chin. Don't get
I
me
give
wrong.
some Instagram
I'm
shit,
taking
yeah.
this all in because I just
I
love
give you
this.
some
Like, this is
Instagram
something
shit.
like
I
I've
give
been
you
waiting
some
to
Instagram shit,
hear.
yeah?
Gold,
So
bro.
off the rails Instagram
serious.
shit, alright. So this kid, yeah, I don't know the kid obviously, he's an American kid. He's on 50's page, yeah? And there's a picture of 50 in Southside with all these bros, yeah? Some of them are probably killers, right? So this kid's commented, no way, that's my pops. When my pops was saying that he knew you, I was telling him, shut up, you don't know 50 and That's what the kid said in the comment, yeah? bare people have commented back saying, yeah, I know your dad was this, your dad was that. Yeah. Bare people are coming and saying, no, that. The kids come back, he's like, fuck all that, my dad's a waste, man. The kid's a big kid, isn't it? Because you remember he said about 18. Exactly. So the kid, he's come back again and he goes, my dad's a waste, man. He went in my life and da-da-da. Bro, days later, I don't think the dad's not commented. Because obviously it's trickled down.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying, Someone's going to show the dad, innit, eventually. You know what I'm saying, So the dad's come on and he's like, why are you on here talking all this talk? You know it's your mum told these lies to you and I didn't get a chance to see you. All this is popcorn shit. This is popcorn shit, bro. It's a movie now. So the youth's hitting back. Saying, why are you lying? I tried to see you the other day, or I tried to get at you and I couldn't get hold of it. It was just your mum's a hoe. Literally, that's what's happening to black boys.
And bruv,
you know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, bro.
This is the issue, fam.
Do you know something?
Nas made a tune, Second Childhood. Remember that tune? Fam, you see that tune? Man was young when man heard that tune. I will never forget that tune.
And it's still, I play that still in the car right now. Some of that tune.
Because I remember being young, listening to that tune and seeing those boys, big men older than us, and they would be bullying us when we play football, like rubber, and acting like youths and all that. And bro, and I remember thinking, Nas is amazing when I remember hearing that tune, because he hit it on the head. Second Childhood, and bare man are dads. But they're running away from their child.
So do you think it comes from? Do you think that the source of the problem? This is my personal opinion. I believe this is the source of the problem. Do you believe the source of the problem is genuinely parents?
No. Now watch this here.
I think that's the main problem.
Wait.
It's a bit harsh because the government wants to raise a child.
Parenting.
Let me say something.
Parenting is what
Let me say something. It's not. I wouldn't say it's just parents.
I'm not saying
the reason I'll say this is because when I was bad, my mom and grandma didn't know nothing. Because when I go home, I'm pulling my jeans up and I'm taking my hood off and and that's a thing where people automatically now will turn around and say, oh yes, the parents, you're not watching your kids. But it's the same thing I said on the last one where I said that with the financial thing already, you know where I am. It's like it used to be £30 for the year for 2 kids. Now it's £30 a day per kid. But these parents still need to make their money, so they're still working till 5:30. School finishes at 3. So if you can't afford to go to thing, where are you going? If there's no one at home, you're gonna chill on the block. You get me? Like, people will tie down and say some of these men on the block are some of the worst people ever. I'll tell you, some of the nicest people and some of the coolest and most moral people with the best morals and that were roadmen or drug dealers that people tell them over.
And they said,
those kids in to help them out. Do you get me? Or
and the way you know how.
100%.
It's almost like a family unit.
My second thing to go with parenting, I believe a lot of it's to do with boredom as well.
What, kids?
Yeah, I think kids that live genuinely in a block or an estate are bored.
But that is poverty, man.
Right, there we go. And the reason why I say it's boredom,
you can find 100
things. But the reason why I think these are a couple of the main reasons, because with boredom, let me tell you something. I was bored. I wasn't a bad youth. I was surrounded by it. Obviously, living in Croydon, I was surrounded by it. But I've never been a bad boy. But my thing is this: if my parents are not gonna come home till 7 o'clock and I'm home at 3, my brothers have called me or knocked on my door, say, "Yo, we're out." Not particularly gonna go do nothing bad, but we're out here. I'm going out, fam. And a lot of the brothers that I was around, but it was the same thing. Before you know it, they're mixing with these lot are bored that are on road, but they're actually bad. And then that little circle becomes bad. But you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you're going to get pulled.
Until there was a youth club. Until there was a youth club, it gave me something to do. I know every Thursday, Friday, every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, if mum's not in, I can go to the youth club, play ball, do music, and all of them.
Is it still there?
Bro, of course it's not there, bro.
Exactly. So this is my thing. So if every year that I've been working for whatever service I work for, every year I'm working for that service, they've cut money. They when I used to do in the youth club on Halloween, bonfire night, those were the nights where the youth used to pop off the most. They were on each other. They even coming to ride out, or they're thinking on those 2 days. We got a set of funding to take those youths away from that. So on those particular days, we take them go-karting or we take them paintballing, so they're not in the area.
Yeah.
Bro, that funding's not there no more.
No.
That was directly taking a handful of youths out of getting stabbed or shot or getting into trouble with the
stabbing or
police.
shooting.
But again, that's not
Or doing
putting
it.
a plaster on the problem.
No, but it's not because it. No, do you know why?
Not just putting a plaster
No,
on
do you know why?
Because they'll just link up tomorrow and fight.
No, do you know why? Because
And
the youths
again,
are asking
not
about
again
it.
rewarding bad youth.
So, but when the youths can realise it,
Other than again
it's
rewarding
tricky,
bad
bro.
youth, what is there for good children?
but they're
What
not-
is there for good
but-
children?
Let me ask you.
Alright, let me finish what I was saying
Go on.
first though, yeah? Do you know why I'm saying it worked, yeah? And it wasn't plastering over the thing, yeah? I hear what you're saying on the plastering and rewarding good and rewarding bad youths, yeah? But for me, it's a thing where these youths that they've come back to us and said, yo, do you know what? Like, we appreciate the going away. Why you not stop doing that? We liked doing that, and because
Everyone wants to treat.
I know, but they understood where it was going, so we were getting mature responses back. Like, I'd rather be doing something constructive than being here. Like we shouldn't be like it's long. When I hear a youth say it's long, do you get me? Even like my man when he posted about
these youths know it's long.
Oxford.
These youths know it's long, but there ain't no real provisions there for them.
Exactly.
No
so
ongoing provisions. Taking them go-karting ain't really doing nothing. None of them are trying to be racist.
Yeah, this is what
They're
I'm saying.
only doing to really solve the problem. What's really going forward?
But my
Like, I
thing is,
guarantee
you have
some
to
of the
trigger
young
the
people you
youth.
got on
You
your
have to
case,
trigger them.
yeah? I guarantee you end up putting them on coach courses. I guarantee you put them, you're giving them progression.
Something to go,
so
yeah.
they can
You
go
know the
somewhere.
thing, yeah, this is where it comes now, where you talk about, some of them said about the state or the government
Yeah.
raising its kids and stuff like that, yeah? It's like, for myself, I put myself in a position where it's like, you know what, I work with the government or the council or the school or the college or the youth club or whatever, but in there I do what I want to do.
Yeah, of
You know
course.
what I'm saying?
You have to
So,
trade.
but going back to what Smilez was saying, yeah, and I think he said about bad youths or something like that, yeah, bruv, and I use myself as an example. You might have on our estate, yeah, on our estate, our youth club, that was, now I'm working to get that stuff back open again for the youths, yeah, but say if there was 10 of us, 5 of them were always going to be doing whatever the fuck they was doing, yeah, road, whatever you want to call it, yeah, then you had maybe 3 that were not going to be doing that, they're going to be doing whatever. Oh no, sorry, 2 that were going to be doing, and I think I gave you this analogy before when we met last time, yeah, 2 that would, actually now they're in their books, they're with the man there, but they go and they're good studies, good students. There's about 3 or 4, 3.5, yeah, kids that, boy, they might go that road,
They're on the fence.
or they might go that road.
Tubbies.
But you don't.
Basically,
I don't know how
that
to
is
kill it. We say sit on the fence.
Bruv, thing.
Yeah.
But
But basically, you got about 3 or 4 youths, yeah, that they could go either way.
Yeah.
They could get stabbed or stab someone, or they could do well in their studies or do well and maybe play for whatever. They could do whatever. But you just don't know. For me, bruv, the youth workers that I worked with now, bruv, they had such a pivotal role because you know what I was saying about that relating. They were from the ends, they were cool, they had fresh kicks on, they got chicks, they drove nice cars, but they kept man on the straight and narrow. So for me, it's like, those are the kids that are not like even the other 5 I spoke about, not that we forget about them kids, because they need help too. But the ones that are borderline, that's how we change the majority.
Yeah, get them.
You get me? Because now instead of having 5 bad breeds, you've got 8. Or instead of having 2 good youths, you've now got 5. Do you know what I mean? So, and it's the kids in the middle. But obviously, you have to reward the good kids too, because it shows there has to be a line drawn from, look, if you fuck up, that's what you're gonna do. And if you don't, and the kids are, I'm sure if you ban me,
You know what? I see what he's saying. You know what? No, like, I see
I
what
like to just
being
treat them
good, yeah.
right.
No, but being
To
good,
make them understand
yeah.
even to double ordered because, like you said, role models is choice. So if you can trigger a youth's mind to make him know that
we've got
he's
2
doing
conversations.
I was about to say, for when Big J staying quiet, I know we've been talking. He's trying to be righteous. He's trying.
He's asked, what is a role, what's a good role?
And that's what I was about to say.
No, but again,
So,
but
man trying to build
if
them.
you go back to the youth
What
workers,
kids
now, youth workers
see
you
as
just
role
mentioned,
models now
youth workers you
is
just mentioned,
mad.
yeah. And this is my kind of thought process on this as well, yeah. Again, we see the youth workers in the nice trainers, the nice whips and all that. As bad as it sounds, that still comes from the road mentality. That's cool on the streets. Yeah.
But
We
it's
need to
relatable,
open
innit?
but we need to start making new things relatable to them.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
cool.
need to start opening their mind up to people who ain't from that. I remember I was in a big discussion, equality and diversity, and everyone's talking about like for like youth work. I think like for like youth work is quite bullshit. Because most of these men can't, if you're from the same area, you could teach the other youth workers the kids because you relate, you understand each other. You know how they live. I
They
think
need
a lot
people
of
that
that's
are different.
bullshit.
They need-
Exactly,
they
because
need
when
the
you do that
change.
now, you can only show me what I'm already going to
That's
know.
it, exactly.
Now, if you put me with a stockbroker, now I change my product to shares instead of flipping
Right,
and we're not getting things like that. And this is what I'm saying. It's about opening up the good youths because we said them 10 youths there, and I think that point's totally valid. But now, we still forgot about the 20, 30 youths that are in their house who are good.
Right.
And now we need to get back to somehow letting these kids see that being good is cool. We need to get being good to somehow become as fashionable as being rolled.
That's what I was saying.
Before it was too late. Because they will find out later on in life, when you start losing friends and shit starts going wrong, you find out then, but too much damage is done now. You get me? So this is why I said we got hit hard from young. And I'm saying, enough times I've seen, because you're saying, I've run projects galore. I used to manage ISSP for ones went for yacht. I've run enough of my own projects and all that. And I end up leaving. Because it disgusts me. They disgust me, especially in Wandsworth Borough. What I would always see is, they don't want to solve the problem until the problem starts affecting them. And when it starts hitting Putney, when it starts hitting, come out of Ashburton, come out of Alton, when it goes into the big houses, let's put some money back. Let's put some money back. They want to be enough for a problem to keep the funding, but not enough for a problem to mess up property value, mess up their world. And the kids just turn into stats. I remember I got in hungry. I come as a sessional, putting in work. I was out there with all the hitters, all the main hitters were just my young bucks because I've just come off. You get me? So it's nothing. We're putting in work, till I grew to be manager within like a year. I went from that to sessional to that, killed the game. I sat in the office and thought, what the fuck am I doing here? Like all of a sudden I'm just pushing paper. All of a sudden I'm fighting. I've had them come because I've got results with the young people. I had them try to put cases on me, talking about we're doing investigation because he must be selling drugs with them. Like you get that? Ain't we happy that the job's getting done? Like they start complaining. When I left ISSP, there was a case. When I reached, it was a case. Exactly, it was a case of 18. Yeah, and most times when I first got there, we had to add extra because we got 3, 4. Remember, ISSP, these are the serious crimes. It's alternative to custody, or you come out early after doing a serious crime, or if you was an adult, you could have got 10 years or more to qualify. Yeah, and we're hitting case order 18 and we're adding more on. They were basically upset that by the time I finished with it, the case order was going to like 8, 9. Why are you upset? We're meant to want to put ourselves out of a job in them positions. You see what I'm saying?
And this is where man go back to the thing, to the
and even
way
again with ISSP, my big problem with ISSP was why we intervening once they've got to a level of doing crimes they would have got 10 years as an adult. Why? Or you do 5 persistent crimes a year. Why are we not putting that same money into them in primary school so they even go that way?
And this is what I'm saying, bro. This is why man's doing what man does. It's the younger ones you get.
Beautiful. You know how much man always I said yesterday, like someone got killed there recently, a youth man knows, and people want to jump and say, oh, he knew a lot of people, he must be this. And I said, whoa, slow down. Because every way of knowing people ain't always the roadway. And this is where sports I've seen save so much lives. Because sometimes you get that confidence and you're cool enough just because you're the baller. You kick ball.
You're good enough.
The same ratings you'll get from being a shot and being on road, you got that from being a baller. You get me?
That can come from music sometimes.
I respect that. Exactly. So this is the type of things we need so they can find glory and everything. Right now, our kids are only told they can find glory in badness.
But you know what's nuts as well, yeah? I see even working in the area, some of the youths, like I was telling you earlier on about the youths, from my ends, that do their thing, go in jail and all that, yeah? And I was working in the youth club and I got into it with them on a Thursday. Not proper madness, but I said to them, right, like, on a Thursday I came in there, I brought it to the youth club to do a different kind of session, innit? So I tried to do this thing where I wanted them to come and spit bars, constructive bars. I wanted to challenge them, give them something to write about. But they were talking about beefing with the youths from over the road there and was talking those in the bars. I said, nah, bro, we're not doing that in my session. And I got into it with them back and forth, and they didn't end up staying in the session, but some of them did. But some of them, I see them on road now, and these men are like, yo, Smilez, from Quay down the road, bro.
They love boundaries. Young people love boundaries.
You see what I'm saying, bro?
Boundaries show you careful.
And this is what,
you might have it all the time,
and this is it, bro.
Exactly.
And this is it. So man, so those role models. This is what I'm saying. So when I said originally about taking them away, I wasn't trying to plaster up. I wanted them to realize for themselves about the choice that we were talking about. So when they're coming to me and saying, why is this not happening for us no more? Why can't we do this no more? And man, I'll tell them why. And then it opens their choice. That you know what? Why are they blocking us like this? I'm just trying to empower youth to stop thinking for themselves, bro. Bare anger, bro. Bare anger, bro.
I get it. Cause see the youth that shot me. He was angry, cause these youths are angry. I'm talking, they're walking around the road. Some of them raging, fam.
And they don't even know why most of them.
They want someone to
rage.
They don't even know why.
Because you see, if you've walked out of your yard, there's nothing in the fridge, fam. Your mum don't know what she's doing. Your dad's not around, guys. You got no older brother. You got probably a little sister that maybe any little thing that comes in the yard is for her. So what are you meant to do, fam? You ain't been given that basic education from a young age, so you know there's something else in sense. You can put your head into a book.
Yeah.
You can't even do that because some of these youths can't even read. Fam,
That's what I'm saying.
Some of these
they're
parents can't read.
raging, and you know how embarrassing it is when you're with your brethren and you can't read.
Yeah.
Fam,
Mad.
I'm not talking dyslexia. I'm
No,
talking
we
just
can't
because
read.
he's not being
Don't
taught.
know. Yeah.
Raging, fam, and that's what we've got. We've got a generation
Fam,
of kids
angry
that
youths.
are angry, fam.
What's the
We've got-
answer?
Bro,
What's the solution?
Bro, do you know,
Right,
Education,
alright, so let me,
bro.
no, hold on.
Education.
Take it on our back.
Let me say one
Take
thing.
it
Most
on
of
our
these
back.
things-
Carry
Whoa,
our
alright,
youth.
so look, just wait.
The name of the
Let
podcast
me-
is gonna explain it, bro.
Let me, 100%. Let me put this.
What? Go on.
No. We're still basing on the same thing, so you can carry on the point. I think, based on what it's not really based on what everyone's saying, but based on the question in reason about role models in general, I think when I was growing up, I had elders that were around me that were bad, that were really good as well, that were really
That helps you
intelligent.
redevelop.
Yes.
This
Yes,
is
you
what
go.
I'm saying. But because I believe we're in a generation where now all we see as role models that are out there because of social media are all bad.
Bad or
All
idiots.
bad
Bad or idiots,
idiots.
And a bit of both.
And
Bad idiots.
Do you know what I'm saying? And
get me?
I think like man them on road, the oldest that are on road now, I want to say is that they've lost some of that main sense, like that main discipline of the reason why you're trapping.
know what's
When
funny?
I was, bruv, when
meant
I
to be
was
a way
coming,
out. It's meant to
bruv,
be a way
when
out,
I
not a
was
way in. But-
exactly,
Yeah,
bruv, when
yeah,
I
yeah.
was growing up, bro, the people around me, my older brother that's in prison right now, bruv, yeah, the people that are around me, bro, these men were trapping to get their family out
the hood.
Like
And
that.
this is my thing,
You
bro.
weren't trapping to buy a nice car. You weren't trapping to buy
Jordans.
Jordan.
You
You
were
weren't.
trapping to change their
You were
lives.
trying. You were
Trying to
trapping.
change
So
their
that's
lives.
why I
bro.
never.
Like-
When you first when you said drug dealers, that's why I said, bro, they're not all bad, fam.
Yeah.
Of course
They're
not.
not.
Yeah.
They're not all bad. A lot of these men are doing this because they ain't got no choice. That's all they know.
choice,
Because they're so angry, they grew up like that. They ain't got no choice.
80-year-old man who's still shutting.
You're doing it, but the reason why they're doing it is to say, yo, I need to stack this. Try put it into something legitimate
But now
and
it's-
try get my
now
people
it's
them
an
out.
image thing,
Now
bro.
it's just the image thing. Now it's I'm a trapper because I got this that
It's
that.
turning into something
Bruv, to me it's
ugly.
nonsense.
It's turning into something
And
ugly.
bruv, and I think that's a big reason.
It's costing lives, bro.
You know the mad
No,
thing,
it's
yeah?
something that
Watch it now,
costing
yeah?
some next
See with
type
the
of-
back
See what
of social
describes
media,
lives of a
it.
different-
Go on.
It's like,
different level now.
but when I was growing up, yeah, and my estate was a bit mad because there was bare white bears on my estate, English, like them. I remember I went through abuse when I was young, but and them men are a bit different. But you didn't really know who was shot in and who wasn't. You
They're
heard.
not loud. They're not
They
loud
weren't
like that.
loud, but not I'm saying because they're white.
'Cause
Even
there was code
to be
to
fair,
it.
'cause
There was
that's
a
what-
code
that was
to the
my
game.
estate. But then even when I went deeper into the ends, same thing. You didn't really know.
The white
Now,
boys
bruv,
aren't loud like that.
Yeah, but
They're not loud like that.
So
even
not
going
told,
into the ends,
yeah.
bruv, like when I'm going further into Grove, seeing the other olders that are doing it, that I know that were doing it back in the day, bruv, now, bruv, everyone's a trapper.
Everyone.
On their snap, it's like,
Ego based.
it's like,
Ego again.
you're
See
so
the
big,
ego
like,
again, bro.
you're making it so obvious. You want everyone to think you're shotting. You might not even be shotting.
No,
You
but
want to
bro,
look like you're
you know
shotting.
where
Yeah.
it's
Do you know what I
gone.
mean?
Yeah?
It's crazy.
I love